Hello, my name is Ryan Craig. I'm a licensed termite technician and building consultant. I've got my own company, QC's Building Services, and I've been doing this line of work carrying out inspections on residential properties for around 20 years now. This video is designed to provide people with information in relation to a component of residential construction which is mandatory for new construction and should always be done as best practice for existing structures when renovations are done, and that is the area of waterproofing for wet areas. So what is waterproofing? Well, waterproofing is basically bathrooms and wet areas are legally required to be waterproof for all new construction with a waterproofing system which is designed to reduce the risk of structural damage occurring as a result of any dampness, water leakage or condensation. So that's what waterproofing is done. It's designed to put materials in place to waterproof an area to minimize any leaks and therefore resultant material damage occurring because of those leaks. Leakages around wet areas and anywhere that contains water supply are one of the most common defects in residential construction, and categorised by the QBCC, governing body of construction for Queensland contractors, as being a category 1 defect or very significant and major. Wet areas are defined in the National Construction Code as those that are including bathrooms, showers, laundry and sanitary compartments, but excludes kitchens, bar areas, kitchenettes and food and beverage preparation areas. Waterproofing is required to be done by a licensed QBCC contractor, and in the case of new building work it's got to be formally signed off and certified with the issue of a Form 16, and for new renovations there's no requirement for that paperwork to be formally done or signed off, but of course they have to be licensed with the QBCC. A waterproofing system under the terms of the National Construction Code is defined as a means of a combination of elements that are required to achieve a waterproofing barrier which includes substrate, membrane, bond breakers, sealants, finishes and the like thereof. And some of the following materials are considered to be waterproof under the National Construction Code. Stainless steel, copper, providing that it's at least 99.9% constituted of copper, waterproof flexible sheet flooring with sealed joins, membranes meeting the requirements of the Australian Standard 4858. The full details of waterproofing requirements are actually contained in the Australian Standard, which is 3740, waterproofing in residential bathrooms, and that was reprinted and republished in 2010. The National Construction Code also has a performance requirement for wet areas and a section in Health and Amenity 3.8, which further details and lists the requirements to do wet waterproofing and wet sealing in domestic structure. Some of the minimum requirements are that waterproofing should be done for the full floor of a shower recess, at least 100 millimeters over the hob and onto the bathroom floor out of the shower recess, 150 millimeters up vertically up inside the shower walls. The vertical angle between any two walls in a shower is to be waterproofed up to 1800 millimeters, and the entire bathroom floor needs to be waterproofed if it's of a timber variety, particle board, timber, plywood, or if it's on one of the upper level floors of the house. The floor fall for shower areas needs to be between 1:60 and 1:80 within the shower cubicle, and in bathrooms where floor wastes are put in place, they're not mandatory, but where bathrooms are put in place floor wastes, 1:80 and 1:100 needs to fall between that range. Some considerations to be aware of about waterproofing is that all renovations of wet areas should obviously have waterproofing carried out, but it's not subject to the same strident documentation and legal requirements as new construction. You need to formally document and lodge waterproofing being done for new construction, which the building certifier has as part of his paperwork for the building application and certification of that property. Doesn't happen for existing structures where renovations are done, but waterproofing should certainly be done because it's the best practice, and it's a very effective means of stopping leakage and effects of leaks to materials. Waterproofing is done during the construction of the wet area. However, it's also important to ongoing on a regular basis check the quality of the grout, the quality of the silicon on the outside surfaces, and maintain them and make sure there's no gaps there. So it's not just what's contained behind the tiles with the membranes and waterproofing, but it's also what is actually on the outside for the tiles, silicon, tile grout. If any of that's coming away, replenish it, replace it, and repair it, because that's going to maintain the integrity of the waterproofing. Only by doing this and having a rigorous and regular maintenance check and repair program in place could you ensure that a property and wet area is completely waterproof and it's watertight and it won't leak, and that therefore there's no risk of any resultant material damage from leakage occurring to building materials, which can be quite devastating and significant. So I hope you found, and also leakage and excessive moisture is attractive to any foraging termites within a structure as well. So they're attracted to moisture, so that should be avoided for that reason. So I hope you found this video informative and you've enjoyed watching it and it's of some benefit to you, and I do appreciate you watching.